What's going on, guys? I hope you guys all had a great day today. So what we're going to be doing going forward is these stock market recaps, where I'm going to bundle in a bunch of different stocks as well as the big indices all in one video going forward, kind of give us a market direction and sort of, a blueprint to take into the next day, so we kind of be well prepared. So what we're going to do is start off with the SPY, the S&P 500. What we're looking at today, overall markets had a little bit of a run up, followed by a pullback, and in that mid to end of day kind of rally. So what we're kind of looking at here is stuck in the middle of a rock and a hard place. And what I mean by that is currently we closed at 409.59, pretty much flat in the after hours session, down not even a percentage point. But where it puts us at on the daily candlestick is that retest of the 5-day moving average as well as the 20-day moving average. We have a very, very definitive line in the sand to the top side. You can see here from 527 as well as yesterday and today, we kind of put in this base around 416. So anything over 416.30, anything over 416.50 area is going to have a little bit of room to stretch into the 50 EMA, which is going to be sitting at $418. Now over $418, I believe that the S&P 500 does have easy room and easy work to run into 425, if not 430. That's going to be the move to the upside. Now, what I'm looking at to the downside here is as we came down and tagged this 5-day moving average and 20-day moving average, this is still in bullish context, being that we are basing out here. So you can see we're kind of stuck in the middle of this channel here. We got above it one day, we lost it, a little bit of an indecision and closed right on it, followed by today we kind of are back down in this lower channel range here. But one thing that the bulls did do was they held this area. So one thing that I will be looking for on SPY tomorrow is if we get any sort of gap down or any sort of washout off the bell, meaning that if we quickly lose the 20-day moving average of around $406, I will be looking for a short scalp position, but I want to cover my position before 403 and 402. That's going to be the lower Bollinger Band, as well as this 10-day moving average that's sitting at 400. Now, if we close below the 5 and 20-day moving average tomorrow, which is going to be the 2nd, then we can just kind of forget about the short-term rally. We will be coming back and testing 400, and if we lose 400, be coming back to potentially test these 380 lows. Now, that's not what I want to see, but we also have to be very, very realistic. Line in the sand to the top side is going to be 416, 418, and 425. And obviously, if we close below 406 tomorrow, definitely is not what we want to see. The only good thing about an initial washout off the bell is if we get that washout from 406 all the way down to maybe 403, 402, and we hold this as support, and intraday we start to bounce and we start to move higher, and we can reclaim the 20 and the 5-day moving average. Now that is bullish going into next week, going to the upside. Let's kind of quickly take a look at the triple Qs, which is almost going to be the same chart pattern, just mixed with a little bit different numbers. So with that being said, you can see we came down here to the 20-day moving average, which is this purple line that is on my screen. We tested it yesterday after reclaiming it on the 27th. We tagged it today as well. I would be assuming that tomorrow this 5-day moving average is going to be creeping up. Let's see if we can get this to cross over that 303. Here's the level that we're looking at on the triple Qs. Anything below 303 is definitely going to be a short position, and obviously below 302.50 is going to have room back down to 296. Again, that's going to change this little bit of short-term rally that we're having. It would start putting the pressure coming back down to the downside, and the macro flush point on the triple Qs is going to be 296.43. Obviously, our line in the sand is going to be equivalent with this linear regression channel 50. We are still looking to get over 313.50 to the upside. And with that being said, we would be looking at a next price target of around 319 as well as 326. So make sure you have those levels marked out. Let's quickly take a look at Amazon. Amazon has had a fantastic past few days. You can see here we got over this upper risk range here on this channel. We did put in a top wick today of around 2500. What I would be looking at to the top side break for a potential trade if this wants to continue, and again, I think Amazon is a little tired, look for it to kind of come back a little bit, is to get over 2523. Over 2523 definitely has room into the 2582 range. Now, here's the short position on Amazon for a potential scalp on a washout is going to be the loss of 2400. 2400 is going to have room down to 2320. Let's quickly take a look at Aapl and see what Aapl is working with, one of the other big dogs in the triple Qs. So if we kind of take a look at what's going on here with Aapl, 2 days in a row have been holding the 20-day moving average, kind of tagging this Bollinger Band here. What I don't like is the past 2 days, the ranges are starting to contract here, so we might be getting ready to consolidate to move to the upside. But also keep in mind that if we do start losing yesterday's channel of around 147, 146.95, we could be tagging the 5-day moving average, which is sitting at around 146, and anything below 146 on Aapl is a potential short opportunity for a scalp. We would be looking at a price target of around 144 all the way down to 143. Our line in the sand to the top side is definitely going to be back over 151, and that is going to take us to 154. Let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, same kind of deal here. You're going to notice a lot of these charts are going to look the same. The numbers are just going to be different. 4-day rally here, got over this 20-day moving average, but you can see we got rejected. After we quickly reclaimed the 20-day moving average, we closed right at it, and today have lost the 20-day moving average. What I would be looking for here on Tesla is anything below 726 is a short position down to 700. This is your intraday trade here, and your macro flush point is 700. Anything below 700 could have a potential macro flush. Obviously, to the upside, what we would be looking at is realistically to get back over 772. Now, will there be a potential for a scalp if we reclaim the 20-day moving average at around 760? Yes, 760 into the 770s. Make sure you're taking profits. And obviously, our upper risk range here and overall price target to the upside, if the market wants to bounce and kind of consolidate here, is going to be 806, 808. Next stock that we are going to be looking at is going to be a semiconductor, and that stock is Nvda. Again, same kind of chart pattern here. What we're looking at, we got over the 20-day moving average. We've back tested it now. We are holding this 20-period moving average here. Nvidia is a short position on an initial washout through 181, okay? Let's respect our technical analysis. Anything below 181 on Nvidia does have room down to 176. That's going to be the potential trade that we're looking for here. If we do reverse and bounce off this 20-day moving average, we could look to hold this, but it's going to be at least the second or third hour of the market open where we're going to want to see this level hold off of the 5-day moving average, and we're going to want to push back up to these highs of around 187 and 192. Keep in mind that we do have heavy resistance at around 194. Let's take a look at Google. So Google, again, the same thing, over the 20-day moving average, coming off of a 1, 2, 3, 4-day rally, very, very bullish. But one thing that I do want to kind of point out is this is an inverse hammer candle that closed red, and we did close right almost at the 20-day moving average. Google is going to be an easy short position for a washout. Anything below today's lows of around 2260s area, 2253, is a definite short position. We want to cover our position at around 2216, which is the 5-day moving average. And obviously, if we do have any sort of reversal off of that initial washout, we would be looking for the reclaim of the 20 SMA. Let's quickly take a look at Microsoft. So Microsoft, same thing, came up and tagged this upper risk range here where we got into this linear regression channel here that you can see on my screen. Let me kind of take these lines off so it can be a little bit more clear. We did tag the 50 EMA as well as this linear regression supply zone at around 276, 277. We did also almost come back down and tag this 5-day moving average. I would imagine that by tomorrow's open, this 5-day moving average creeps up a little bit more, so it's going to look like we tagged this 5-day moving average. The short position for a scalp or a day trade is going to be the loss of 268. We want to cover our position at 265, and then if we are going to hold, if we are going to come down here, tag these levels and bounce, we're going to need to wait at least the first hour to 2 hours of the market open to make sure that we're not going to get trapped going long on the immediate reversal. We're going to need to take out at least the first hour's highs, and then our big macro breakout is going to be 277. Let's take a look at Upstart. A lot of you guys trade Upstart. Upstart looks like a really good short position. You know, the breakout to the long side still sits at around $55. That's a ways away. So what I'm more looking at here is this $45 flush. Anything through $45 tomorrow, I would sit short in this. Obviously, our first profit taking zone would be around the 35. So this could be setting up for a potential swing trade short on Upstart. Facebook or Meta, right? What are we going by? Facebook, Meta, all the same thing. So if we kind of look at Facebook here, same thing, kind of trapped in between a rock and a hard place here. What I'm kind of looking at here and noticing, if we would consider this a big leg down here and a little bit of a 4 or 5 day rally, is this just a, you know, kind of a flag pattern setting up to the downside? What I would kind of wait for here is the 184.96 flush. Below 184, we do have room to 178. That's your macro trade here. I would not look at anything long on Facebook until we can reclaim that 206, which is the 20-day or the 50-day moving average on Facebook. Let's take a look at, what do we want to look at here? Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Tesla, Amazon. What else do we got here? Let's take a look at Square really quick, right? Square also has been rejected at the 20-day moving average. Square is an easy short position below 81.40s, and we would be looking for a potential price target on a potential swing short at 74. Now, in order for us to want to go long on Square, I would really like to see it get back over all of this supply, which is a 5, 10, and 20-day moving average. I would like to see it at least get over 89.61. Over 89.61 does have room into 91.85. Let me take a quick look here at some of the stocks in the Nasdaq 100, see if I'm kind of missing anything that we like to trade in our Discord. You know, by the way, guys, if you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, make sure that you guys kind of look down in the description box and join the Discord. We are trading there live, and I'm actually thinking about starting to do live streams, you know, for at least 2 hours of the market open. I think that'd be really cool to kind of give you guys my thought process. Let's look at AMD. We'll look at Netflix. AMD. Yeah, we'll look at AMD and we'll look at Netflix. Those will be the last two stocks that we're going to look at. So, whoa. AMD kind of coming up here with this little bit of a double top here. One thing that I don't like to see here, if we don't get some sort of aggressive bounce where we can kind of break over 104.50s and kind of tag at least 105 and finish over this range here, I don't like this double top here on AMD. You can see the 5-day moving average is kind of sloping up, crossing over this 50-day moving average. But if AMD starts to lose $98.66, that would be your short position. We would be looking for a price target of around 96 and 95. Make sure to kind of cover those short positions here. And obviously, if we want to get long, again, if we do come into these supply zones, we're going to want to hold these zones, and then we're going to want to at least wait 1 to 2 hours of the market open, and then we're going to want to take out those hour highs. Let's look at Netflix. I know Netflix was close to reclaiming their 20-day moving average. So if we kind of look at the same story, guys, the more I'm looking at these charts, and I want you guys to do, you know, homework on your own, the more I'm looking at the charts now, the more it looks like we're going to get a washout. Looks like the market's tired. Looks like we came up to the 20-day moving average on a lot of these stocks, and we're coming back down. It's not really what I want to see. I still feel like we have some room to the upside for a bigger trade, but if the market wants to give it to us, anything below 191 on Netflix does have room down to 187 as well as 184. Your macro flush point on a stock like Netflix is going to be the loss of 185, and our breakout to the top side is going to be over 204. So again, we're kind of stuck in a wide range here. Again, Netflix does look like an easier short position, 191.50s down to 188. That could be your day trade there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys like this kind of technical analysis, make sure to let me know by leaving me a comment, subscribing to my YouTube channel, giving me a thumbs up, joining my Discord. If you guys are kind of interested in wanting to learn how I day trade, visit my website, evolutiontraders.com, become a lifetime member. You're going to get access to all of those locked channels on Discord.